Pero este chamaco está levantando el ánimo. Oye, suelta, bomba, completo. Mikey Williams, Mick, dame, touchdown, cayó el rayo. Chargers con el plomazo. Heriberto's Touchdown Shop abre las puertas otra vez. Miguelito con todo Supreme.
Hasta que yo, que soy un lelo en esto, me ha emocionado grande esa jugada.
Y para nosotros, el honor, el orgullo de tener a don Jaime Jarrín en la cabina acá, mientras Justin Herbert se conecta aquí con Miguelito Williams, como le gusta decir a Adrián García Márquez en sus narraciones.
Big shout out to Adrián García Márquez and Francisco Pinto for providing the call on the young GOAT, Justin Herbert's touchdown bomb to Mike Williams. Shout out Mike for them fantasy points. And they were joined by the legendary Jaime Jarrín, longtime Spanish voice of the Dodgers. How cool is that? Jaime Jarrín with the Compas, Adrián and Pancho. Make sure to listen to them on Que Buena 105.5 or 94.3 or on the Chargers Radio Network. All right. What a game between the Chargers and the Browns. Oh, that's definitely going to be game of the year so far. Oh, my goodness. I was about to have to get revived 3, 4, 5 times. My heart, I could barely feel my body after the game. That was so wild. But just like the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 3 was the fight of the year, what a game. What a fight. It was a perfect weekend for sports. But I'll let the compas, Fernando and Gilberto, get into that. It's going to be another great episode of Compas on the Beat. Make sure to subscribe to Compas on the Beat on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And don't forget to listen to their Game Day Recap podcast episodes. Also, follow us on Instagram at Compas on the Beat. Now, it's time. Let's get to the best damn podcast in the universe. Play the music, Nando!
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I am Fernando Ramirez, Chargers beat reporter for Sports Illustrated, and with me, as always, is my co-host and tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, Chargers beat reporter for the OC Register and LA Daily News. What's up, bro?
Why does it feel like that? What's up, bro? Is louder than usual. I don't know how you're fired up because I'm still tired from that shootout, Fernando. Look at me, like my mustache got bigger, my hair got longer because that game felt like forever, back and forth, shootout, 47-42, Chargers Brown. But hey, Fernando, you always have the energy. But after a slugfest like that, like, I felt like I was in the game. I got tired.
You know what? I thought it was more of a slobber knocker, the way good old JR used to say. I'm hyped because I saw what happened last night, Monday night, with Baltimore and Indianapolis. And now I think about it, and I sent out a tweet. I'm like, Justin Herbert versus Lamar Jackson, 2 4-1 teams and 2 great young quarterbacks. This is going to be epic. And some fans started tweeting me out. They started tweeting and they're like, hey, is there any way they can flex this game into Sunday Night Football? And all I could think about was my good friend Gilbert, because Gilbert don't like that. But obviously, for people wondering, no, they cannot flex out, and that game's going to be bad. The Steelers against the Seattle Seahawks is going to be bad. No Russell Wilson. The reason why they can't flex it out is because until Thanksgiving, you can't flex any games out or anything like that. So whatever you see on the slate is whatever it is. But Gilbert, you said it. I mean, 47-42. It was a wild fourth quarter. I think a certain somebody had most of his stuff written, had to change it. Gilbert, what was that like for you?
Yeah, to kind of give you the sports reporter point of view, and the reason why Fernando says that I don't want a primetime game, when there's a night game, I have less time to write. To make my deadlines, I have to be very quick about it. I can't, focus too much on the game. Like you watch the key parts, but a lot of parts you're like on your keyboard typing and writing a story. But this game, which was a 1:05 p.m. game, Browns Chargers, you'd think I have plenty of time. There was so much that happened in this game. It felt like I was on a night game on a tight deadline because I had so much to unpack. There were so many details that I couldn't talk about every single touchdown that was scored I keep forgetting stuff. Like there was 41 points combined in the fourth quarter. The Chargers had 26 points themselves. That was a record. Like I'm forgetting about all these records, and it was just chaos after chaos. And like I think after the Nick Chubb rushing touchdown for 52 yards, I looked at Fernando and I said, okay, this game's over. I'm gonna start writing. I'm gonna jump ahead and write about how this rushing defense is terrible. And then they start scoring more touchdowns. Okay, the Chargers came back. Okay, maybe they could tweak it a little bit. And the problem is still a problem for this Russian defense, but they survived. And then they start scoring and scoring and scoring. I was like, okay, I gotta get rid of this story. Throw it away. No one's gonna see this story ever again. I got to switch the story again. And my guy started with the Austin Eckler thing. Eckler being shoved by Browns players into the end zone was so chaotic to me. And Eckler saying he was sad about scoring that touchdown. Who's sad about scoring touchdowns, Fernando? So this game was so chaotic. I had to change my story many times. I got it done, but I shouldn't complain too much because that guy number 10, Justin Herbert, put in most of the work on Sunday.
Oh yeah, he did. It's funny, guys. I mean, I know some of you guys like listening about Dan and Dago and Gilbert. After the game, Gilbert comes out and he's like, he literally points to that. He's like, who's mad about scoring touchdowns? And you see Dan and Dago's face, and he's like, I was pissed when he scored that run. And then you're like, wait, why? And then Gilbert asks him why. He's like, because you should have just taken the time all the way down. Obviously, he should have taken a knee or he should have just kneeled. But hey, at the end of the day, they're still learning. This is still a young team.
I know what was going on. I knew what the rules, but I was testing Dan if he knew football. I guess he knew what was going on.
There you go. No, but I mean, obviously, like that's just a heads up play. On the play before that, Eckler had slid. Slater was a one-man wrecking crew. Remember that pass to the run to Eckler, the pitch to Eckler. He had Slater right in front of him. Slater had opened a hole wide enough for him to walk into the end zone, but he decided to slide and let the time bleed off and everything, and they got it down to 130. And that's what I'm talking about, Gilbert. You talk about Nick Chubb. They ran wild. They were like Hulk Hogan out there, the old Hulk, the 80s Hulk, 90s Hulk Hogan running wild. They were running wild all over SoFi Stadium. Nick Chubb, so was Kareem Hunt. The thing about it is, Gilbert, is that I keep on talking about it, and people were like, well, that didn't seem like a bend, don't break on Sunday. No, it still was. The thing is, if you notice, the last two times Cleveland had the ball, the Chargers defense stepped up and were able to get the ball back for their offense. That is the thing that separates good teams from great teams. That them being able to do that was very impressive. The whole game, you're getting the crap beat out of you. And for you to be able to hold on at the end of the game, come up with obviously you're down 42-41 because Vizcaino just missed that field goal. The Browns had momentum because Kareem Hunt had just scored a touchdown. I know the Chargers had just gone down and scored two, but Cleveland still had momentum, and the defense was able to clamp down, and they were able to get the ball back for the offense. Offense comes back, and KJ Hill had a good run. I think he had a good run back on that punt return to get it within, I think, into Cleveland territory. Then they drive down. Obviously, they score that game-winning touchdown. And then the defense holds them to not letting them score on that final drive because it would have been deadly. It was 47-42. They score a touchdown. The game's over, and that's it. That's all she wrote. The Chargers defense clamped down, and they were able to stop them. So that's really what stood out to me. Yeah, all the yards. Yeah, all the points. But when the going gets tough and it matters, this defense has clamped down against the Washington football team. They've clamped down against the Dallas Cowboys. They clamped down. It was just the offense that couldn't get it going almost at all during the game. They've done it against the Kansas City Chiefs at the end of the game. They got that interception from Alohi Gilman. They clamped down against the Las Vegas Raiders when Daniel Carlson missed that field goal. Offense gets the ball back and they run. They come down and score. And they did it against the Cleveland Browns. I know there's a lot of yards being put up, but when it matters, this defense is getting it done.
Well, if you think about it, last year, the last couple of years, they weren't getting yards, but they couldn't get the crucial third down stop. They couldn't get off the field when it mattered. So what would you rather have, the yards and the big stops at the end, or the other way around? So Fernando, you make a good point there. So when it gets tough, they're getting the stops they need, and yeah, the yards are getting out of hand, and it's a problem. The rushing defense is a problem. We're not going to shy away from that, and because you might face the Browns again, you might face the Ravens again. You're going to face the Ravens on Sunday, but if these are the two best rushing teams, and they're both in the AFC, we can start talking about the playoffs already for now, because I think the Ravens are going to be there, the Browns are going to be there, and the Chargers. So these matches could be a problem later on, but they're winning the games now. They're helping their cause, and also, we could go to the next transition because I want to talk about it. This Chargers offense is for reals. They're red hot right now, like that banner says with the emoji, fire emoji. They are
red hot like Andy Dalton's hair.
Yes, and Fuego 100 emoji as well. All
Johnny
that Storm, whatever from what Fantastic Four. I got it.
Right, there you go.
There you go.
Hey.
You're testing me. But yesterday, Fernando, I wrote, it's time to give Joe Lombardi some credit. Joe Lombardi was kind of like, he might screw this up. He has Justin Herbert, but remember what he did in Detroit with Megatron and Stafford. It didn't work out. So let's kind of wait a bit on the Chargers offense. Well, there's no regression for Herbert. Herbert is an MVP candidate, and it's not just him by himself. Eckler's putting in work. Mike Williams is having a career year. Keenan Allen's doing Keenan Allen things like he always does. Great offensive line so far. Yeah, they're banged up, but overall, the playmakers on this offense, Justin Herbert playing lights out, and the right play calling from Lombardi and the aggressiveness from Staley on fourth down, it's a complete offense. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the right side, but overall, when you're scoring points like that, it doesn't matter how many yards you get, because if you get 40 points in a game, you tend to win, unless you're the Browns. I can't believe the Browns lost that 42 points, 0 turnovers, 500 yards total, and they still lost. But Fernando, we got to give credit to Lombardi and this red hot offense for the Chargers.
Hey, I've been saying that Lombardi deserves his flowers so far. He's done a good job. It seems like the stuff from Detroit is kind of like that's a thing in the past. Like, it's time to stop thinking about that. He's doing a lot of really good things right now. I really think that the emergence of Mike Williams is something that we really need to tip our cap off to him, because I felt like Mike Williams, and I told you, Gilbert, even before, like when we met, when we talked and stuff like that, I always told you I felt like Mike Williams was being misused just because I saw him at Clemson, and at Clemson, man, he could do so many different things. Right now, Gilbert, he has 31 catches for 471 yards and 6 touchdowns. Here's the crazy part. The only people that he's behind is Devontae Adams, who's arguably one of the best receivers in the NFL. Deebo Samuel, Cooper Kupp, and Tyreek Hill. Those are the only receivers that are ahead of him in yards. In touchdowns, I believe he's he's the number 1 in the NFL in touchdown receptions, Gilbert. Wow. So Mike Williams is a problem. He is a problem for defenses. I know the Raiders were able to do stuff against him, but man, this defense, or this offense, Mike Williams right now is on fire, and I really do think that he is one of the better receivers right now in the NFL. He's really showing out right now.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where, like, I know this doesn't really matter because you want to get to the Super Bowl, but I feel like this Chargers offense is going to have like 5 or 6 Pro Bowlers on it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Slater gets on it as a rookie. Mike Williams,
he's on fire.
He is on fire, and it was crazy how Eckler said that Slater didn't want any help against Myles Garrett. Like don't come chipping over here. You're gonna just mess it up anyways. Let me do it by myself, and that just shows how competitive and how fired up he gets, and it's coming from a rookie. So it's impressive. But Fernando, I'm starting to think ahead already. Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Herbert, Slater, Corey Linsley. What is that already? 5 Pro Bowlers in the future?
I don't know if you like, I mean, obviously, like, the offensive line is one of the more complex things that I feel like sometimes beat reporters don't really know much about, because it is so hard and so it is tough to understand. But it's funny. I was talking to Dan and Dago, and I asked him, I'm like, why do you think Slater said that? He's like, the thing is, and obviously, like, it is, I like to ask him because he played offensive line and everything. And he's like, the thing is, when the running back comes in, say that Myles Garrett is, what's his name? Slater has Myles Garrett where he wants him. Well, if Eckler comes up and hits him sideways, and that makes Myles Garrett spin back in, and Rashawn's already set over here to the left, that'll allow Myles Garrett to get an easy pass on him, and he's wide open to get to Justin Herbert. So he's like, sometimes chipping doesn't help. it hurts the offensive lineman, and sometimes you can chip a player right into the quarterback. So I was like, so you hate, because he played tackle and I know he's a little bit small, but like he used to play tackle. And I'm like, did you hate it? He's like, oh yeah, because the running backs would always chip him right into where I was already set. I had the guy in front of me, and he'd chip him back inside, and the guy would be able to try and get an open field tackle on or a sack. And well, obviously they didn't get to the quarterback, but he's like, it's a pain in the butt sometimes. But I just wanted to give folks an explanation of why sometimes offensive linemen don't like help and would rather deal with the player one-on-one.
Yeah, you kind of just think it makes it easier for you. You have an extra blocker, a running back or a tight end. But these guys don't do this every day like linemen do. Like they know where they want to go and the tendency. So it's a different point of view. I didn't really like think about okay, that actually does make a lot of sense. So, and we saw that sack from Garrett where he kind of spun around because he got a little nudge from Kelly. So hey, if I'm Rashawn Slater, I'll be mad too. So I respect him, saying that as a rookie. You kind of like, you know what, I shouldn't speak up too much, but no, he's playing lights out. He deserves it. He deserves to kind of speak up a little bit. So yeah, but overall, this offense, Fernando, I think is
real quick. We've had Rashawn on the show, and you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of like when you talk to him, he's so calm, relaxed. Man, I feel like that dude turns into he turns into Beast from the X-Men when he gets hyped. He seems like he's a different beast out there when he's on the field.
No, he knows how to turn it on. That's what you heard him coming out of the draft, and then you always hear Eckler bringing up how he was like squatting whatever 1,000 pounds or whatever it was.
That video, the video that you brought up.
And yeah, he's always like in the weight room, and even in the weight room he gets fired up. So you need that intensity level when you get on the field. And yeah, you could be the nicest person. Yeah, you should be the nicest person when you get off the field. But on the field, you got to turn it up a little bit. And it's been great for him. But before we move on, any concern on the right side, because they lost Odia Abushi from a torn ACL, because that's gonna be a big loss. I thought he was playing good enough. And then you have Storm Norton at right tackle filling in for Brian Bulaga, and who knows if Brian Bulaga is going to come back this year. So it's looking like Michael Schofield and Storm Norton for moving forward. But the way Herbert has been playing on 3rd down and 4th down, it hasn't been an issue. But it could maybe catch up to him one day if they don't play up to an average standard.
I'm not overly concerned. I mean, yeah, there is concern, but the thing is also is that the way the Chargers have been game planning so far, it's kind of to help them with their strengths and kind of avoid their weaknesses. So as of right now, it hasn't been an issue. It wasn't really an issue on Sunday. I thought Schofield had a good game. I mean, for coming in fresh off the street and everything. I think the Chargers just signed somebody that Frank Smith was with in New Orleans, an offensive lineman from the 49ers practice squad. So they're going to try and bring in some veteran guys. And it's funny because we asked Brandon Staley about why not Braden James starting at right guard. And he said, you know what, right now we need a veteran on that side. And I get it, because they have a young left tackle, a rookie left tackle, and they have a young Storm Norton. I know people think, Storm Norton's been here already for a season. Yes, but Storm Norton isn't used to starting in the NFL. Remember, he was in the XFL. So they need veteran leadership in the middle to kind of help their guys out. And I mean, I thought, there are plays where you're just like, oh my God, what's going on with Storm Norton? But I feel like he's held up so far pretty well. And so has Schofield did as well. So, I mean, as of right now, I don't think it'll be a concern, but hey, this weekend you have Calais Campbell, you have some Bowser, the pass rusher Bowser. They're going to face a good pass rush from Baltimore. So I think that's really going to be a test for this offensive line. But as of right now, Gilbert, not a huge concern, but it is getting a little it's going to get interesting to see kind of how all that goes. But you mentioned a certain word right now. You were like MVP. So right now, who is your MVP?
I know you're going to ask me that on the spot, but I'll start with this. Let's say at least agree on the candidates, because maybe it's a lengthy list, but let me know if I'm missing somebody. Obviously, Justin Herbert is one of them. Tom Brady, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, all quarterbacks. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I have on here. Anybody else?
No, I mean, I might go Devontae Adams, but no, I think that's a good list.
Okay, so you're gonna
I
put
just
me on the spot.
I don't see a receiver ever beating a quarterback.
Okay, that's true. All right, you're gonna put me on the spot. I'll give you an answer, but I'm also gonna give you maybe a top 3 to kind of maybe save myself a little bit.
Okay,
But right now, it's really helpful for Kyler Murray to be 5-0, being undefeated. The last team with the Arizona Cardinals really helps. But Kyler Murray has been playing on a different level. This guy has the combined, his arm talent with his athleticism. Like, if you see highlights of Kyler Murray, like, I know Lamar Jackson is very electric and athletic, but you can't catch Kyler Murray. Like, he's so shifty. Like, he's playing like a video game out there, and now he's doing it with his arm. Making plays with receivers there, where D Hop and a bunch of guys I've never even heard of on the Arizona Cardinals. They're like, this offense is for real. So for right now, it's
nobody
still really
wanted
early.
AJ. Nobody wanted AJ Green either.
And he helped AJ Green kind of
Reemerge
and restart that career. So I think Kyler's my guy for right now. But man, Tom Brady is not too far. I feel like we always forget Tom Brady because he's done it, been there, done that. It's kind of like in the NBA. Like, you can't give it to LeBron every year. Well, you can't give it to Brady. But Brady, man, being 44 years old, time to respect that guy in his 40s and give him an MVP as well. And then my third one for right now, just because I know there's a lot of Charger fans listening, man, Justin Herbert, he has to be top 3. This Chargers team is 4-1. He is, he lifted the Chargers on his back. Should I say on his back? It was a team effort, but man, at one point I felt like Herbert was, willing this team for a victory against the Browns. I think that was his best game in his young career against the Browns, and he's doing it every single week. Fourth quarter drives, third down conversions. When you need something to happen, Justin Herbert is doing it. And man, you tweeted it out yesterday, Fernando, that throw to Keenan Allen on 3rd and 5 for 37 yards. I can't even explain how good that throw was on the run. People chasing him. He like jumped off the air for a little bit and launched it for 37 yards to Keenan Allen, who made a great catch himself. So that's my top 3 because Herbert has been just as good as Kyler and Brady, but he's a little behind for right now.
I'm not like you, Gilbert. I'm willing to go out on a limb. I'm willing to put out a full 6-man list.
All right.
Are you ready? At number 6, I have Dak Prescott. I think Dak has done a great job. I think he's doing great things, but that offensive line and that running game has reemerged again. Ezekiel Elliott is running well. Tony Pollard's running well. Dak is doing great things. It's funny. I think it's going to be between Dak Prescott and Derwin James on Comeback Player of the Year. I think either one of those guys. I think it's both of them as Comeback Player of the Year. So I have 6, Dak Prescott. 5. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
You're ready, man.
I'm gonna go Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is doing some good things right now. They just blew out Kansas City in Kansas. Whoever says it wasn't a blowout, no, that's a blowout. They blew out Kansas City in Kansas City. They're doing good things. And so right now, Josh Allen 5th. 4th, I'm gonna go with Justin Herbert. I think Justin's doing some great things. But the reason why I can't put Justin in my no. No, you know what? I'm gonna go number 4, Kyler Murray. I think Kyler's doing some good things. I think Kyler's doing some good things, but I'm still a little hesitant. I've seen some things that I'm kind of like, okay, what's gonna happen when you go up against a good defense? I'm still waiting to see. So I'm gonna go 4, Kyler Murray. 3, Justin Herbert. I think Justin's doing some great things right now. I think he's really doing fantastic. I think the things that he struggled with week 1 and week 2, he has cleaned up, and he hasn't thrown an interception since those weeks. And there hasn't been one, Gilbert, where we're like, oh, that was close to being an interception. Every ball that he's putting out there is either in the receiver's hands or it's going to go on the ground or out of bounds. So he's playing good football. Number 2, I have to go Lamar Jackson. What Lamar's doing right now is incredible. He threw the football well last night. He's running the football well. I think I saw a stat. I think he's 8th in the NFL in passing yard. No, He's 5th in passing yards, and I think 8th in rushing.
Dude, he had 442 passing yards yesterday.
Yeah. No, so he's doing. I mean, but the Colts. Let's be honest, the Colts secondary was beat up to crap. But yes, he had a great time, and I have him at number 2 right now, but just because I think he's doing a lot of really good things, and we're gonna get into on Thursday for the preview podcast. I have a way to beat Lamar Jackson, Gilbert. They say, has the NFL figured him out? Fernando's figured him out. I got the blueprint for you. Don't worry. But
Coach Fernando coming on Thursday, by the way.
Number 2 is Lamar Jackson. Number 1 is Tom Brady, man. What he's doing right now is 44 years old, and you are completing 66% of your passes. You have thrown for an NFL high 1,767 yards. You have thrown 15 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions, while also getting 96 first downs. The next one closest to him is Patrick Mahomes with 84, and Justin Herbert is 3rd with 76. So right now, Tom Brady is playing at a high level. Their defense is not the defense that they were last year. They have a lot of missing pieces. A lot of guys are injured, but Tom Brady is keeping them up. They're 4-1. They've only lost to the Rams. So I'm definitely impressed with what Tom Brady is doing. Can you imagine if at 44 years old, I think he'll be 45 before the season's over. So can you imagine if he ends up, oh no, August 3rd. Never mind. He just had a birthday. Happy belated birthday, Tom Brady. Can you imagine if he has if he wins an MVP at 44 years old? Man, I don't think this guy's ever going to retire. I think you and I will be retired from doing this, Gilbert, before Tom Brady retires from the NFL.
No, it is wild, and what he's doing, and I like your list, by the way. Lamar Jackson does deserve a lot of credit. I guess not on my list, but overall I like it. And yeah, no, it's just unreal, man. We take it for granted what Tom Brady's doing, man. 44 years old. Like I woke up tired today, and he's over here in his 21 season, whatever it is. And it's funny, maybe a couple of years ago, he said he wants to play until he's 45, and I laughed at him like, yeah, all right, Father Time's gonna get you. Father Time's undefeated. You hear that on boxing all the time. I saw it happen to Brett Favre. It happened to Drew Brees last year. It's happening to Big Ben right now. It's happened to Phillip Rivers. But for some reason, it doesn't want Tom Brady right now. I don't know what he's done in his life to kind of have this secret power. But some people are just born with some gifts, and Tom Brady is the GOAT, and he's born with it.
Man, I'm telling you, the way he's completing, and I know he struggled against the Rams that week when they played, but that was because they had a lot of pieces missing. But Gilbert, real quick before we move on, I want to share with you one of my favorite segments right now. I know it's funny because I have control of this, and I know you freak out and you're like, what is this guy gonna do next? Don't worry, it's fun. I love this. Have you seen these?
No Bills.
No.
I'm the man.
Ooh,
Whatever their own show, or what? Tommy and Gronky?
You're going to have to cool off after
Look at
this
this.
heated debate because it's the friendship test.
One of my favorites.
Oh, man. I think I know you to a T, but
I know you pretty well.
We'll
think
see.
this should be a piece of cake.
Me too.
Dude, this is so funny.
Here we go.
What is Gronk's favorite thing to wear?
So easy. Oh, God. I'm going to put a couple things just so you know.
Yeah, just put a couple.
I'm very curious to see what he's going to put, actually.
Yeah, I'm so
right.
curious.
I don't know if you can get this one wrong. All right.
What's it?
Shorts and T-shirt. Shorts and tank tops. That's a correct answer, Tom.
That is a correct answer,
You just
Robbie.
know me
Wow.
so
These
well.
are buddies,
It's like
man.
you come to work with me every day.
It's like
Dude,
I see you and I've
the-
known you for like 10 years.
The fact that these guys like literally like left New England and they started doing all this fun stuff with them has been so awesome.
I like
And I've honestly loved it.
No, I like Florida, Gronky, and Tommy. So keep doing their thing, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But Gilbert, obviously we have to there's an elephant in the room, obviously. Jon Gruden was let go, or well, he resigned yesterday after some emails have come out about him talking about NFLPA president. No, he had been talking about DeMaurice Smith. I can't remember let me get his official title, but Gilbert, take it away.
No. Yeah, no, it's very disturbing. I guess things that came out with Jon Gruden and the NFL overall, and it's just like when you read the story and things they were saying, and it's like, man, like a lot of couple things come to your mind, like Gruden, what are you doing? Why are you talking like this, especially in an email? But it just also tells you, like, why are we living double lives? Why is Gruden, pretending to be somebody, behind the scenes, and then kind of being a different person in the media? And I think that's the thing we kind of need to work on. That, like, it could become like a debate, it could be politics, but, like, can we just be good people and good humans and kind of treat each other with respect? And I feel like that's where kind of that's like it's what everybody wants, and we're kind of losing that. And yeah, Gruden got singled out, and I think it was the right thing to kind of have him away from the Raiders, because you can't say stuff like that. That is just things you shouldn't say. But there's more to it though. It's a toxic culture in the NFL. What happened with the Washington investigation when Dan Snyder, and that's where they got the emails from. So they need to put light on that as well. We need to kind of go after everybody, like kind of get rid of this culture where if you have some power and you're talking the way you're talking like this behind the scenes, like, you got to kind of end that at the top. You start at the top, you get rid of that bad culture, and then things will get better. But to me, what kind of took away from it is that we got to stop being split personality. Pretty much, you're saying these terrible things behind the scenes, but then when the cameras come out, you're a whole different person. So people don't like to talk about it. People say whatever, it's not a big deal to me. But it's just being a good person and respecting people, and I don't get why that's so hard for a lot of people, Fernando.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, I'm one of these people that, like, you and I are like chill, hang laid back. I mean, I honestly, like, I enjoy meeting different people. It's honestly, it's something unique when you get to meet somebody from like different backgrounds, different personalities. It's honestly awesome, and I that's why I like meeting new people. The only time I don't like meeting new people is when I'm on a flight and it's late, it's early in the morning, and I'm half asleep, and the lady next to me tries to talk to me and ask me how what I
Okay to
do
be
for a living and
rude,
stuff.
but just have some respect. That's all
Yeah,
it comes.
no. I'm like, oh yeah, and I talked to her for a little bit, and then I'm like, start itching my way back.
Yeah.
But Demore Smith is actually the executive director of the National Football League Players Association.
Yeah.
He's been there for 12 years in that position. So yeah, no, it's unfortunate. I mean, and that's the thing, is that a lot of people, a lot of young kids, a lot of people look up to Gruden. They like
Yeah.
Gruden, and it's like all this stuff come out, and you're kind of like, oh crap. Like, that's why it's incredible that I mean, and I don't know how to put this in a way, like, people have heroes, and it's like when something happens with that person, you're like, it kind of hits you, and you're like, oh crap, like, what, like, the person that I thought he was isn't, or she was, isn't the person who they turned out to be, and you're kind of like, wow, like, it could be an impact. So it's terrible when stuff like this happens, just because he's in a position where people are emulating. Like, people say, like, oh, I want to be the next Jon Gruden as a head coach, or oh, I want to be the next Jon Gruden. Monday Night Football. Because I mean, on Monday Night Football, he was excellent. Like, he was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
The way he'd break stuff down, everything. So it definitely sucks to see that he had these issues, and obviously he's out. But I hope that the Raiders locker room is fine. I hope that the players are good, because I mean, they're 3-2, and they kind of were fighting right there for a playoff spot in a sense. And I'm not trying to say that this matters, like that them making it to the playoffs matters more than what is happening and them getting the help. But stuff like this sometimes derails kind of the organization and the team, and they could spiral out of control. So I hope the players are getting the help that they need, or if they need to talk to somebody, are getting it, because it's rough what's going on right now. I mean, the leader of your team, the guy that was chosen as your leader, that sometimes these coaches are looked at as like father figures, sometimes from players. So I hope the players are getting the help that they need, or if they need to talk to somebody, they are, because it is rough to find out that your head coach, I mean, stuff like this comes out about your head coach.
Yeah, and it's not easy to talk about because, like, reporters are asking, "What do you think about your coach saying this and that?" And some are saying, "I don't like it." Some are saying, "Well, not a big deal to me," and some are saying, "No comment." And it's just kind of tough to kind of put you in that situation. What do you say? You don't really know all the facts, and then everything comes out after the game, because they had a bad flat game against the Bears. I'm sure that affected them as well. then you're getting asked a bunch of questions about it. So it could, really affect your locker room. So for the Raiders, hopefully they could bounce back. But I don't know. It's just kind of a, maybe it's kind of an eye-opening thing where, people make mistakes and you grow as a person. And you kind of change. You can like, okay, I never saw it that way. I'll stop doing this. But sometimes it's kind of like, well, he got caught. Like, what did he ever change? We don't really know if he ever changed in the last 10 years. He just got caught. We don't know. But maybe we take it as a reminder that we should have these tough conversations. And when you hear something like that in public, or you hear somebody talking inappropriately, just say, hey, you should probably stop talking like that and speak up. And it could be hard. People look at you and laugh at you and like, hey, why are you talking? Like, why are you telling me what to do? So maybe you start that way by saying, hey, maybe it's kind of best to not use that word or that word. And you kind of create change that way. But I know it's not easy, but if you won't talk about it, you can kind of avoid it, then nothing will ever happen.
I mean, obviously do it in like a sense, like if the guy is blatantly drunk, I probably wouldn't do it just because you just never want to escalate a situation. But yeah, if it's like some guy next to you and you're at somewhere and you're like, hey, like, or I mean, well, yeah, it's a tough situation and it sucks that it's happening because I mean, obviously, like you think you've come so far and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like I think Jim Trotter said on NFL Network, a good friend of the show, great friend of the show, he said he's tired of all the hashtags. He's tired of all the playing of the Black National Anthem. He's tired of all this stuff. He's like, I want action. Like, start weeding these people out. And he's right. I mean, it's to the point where you're kind of like, oh, okay, well, like you need to get these people out because, like you said, I mean, the NFL is a majority, 70% of the NFL, I think, is black players, and it's like you need to get people that obviously relate to black players because they understand them. I mean, obviously there's some coaches that they don't come from the same background, they don't have the same skin color, they don't have the same eye color, the same hair color, whatever as the players, but they know how to touch the players and how to rally the players around. But there are some other coaches that they don't understand, they try and understand, but it's just not the same. So it's just little things like that we just need to be better every single day and try and be better because I mean you just never you never know whose life you're impacting or hurting or anything like that. So I'm definitely with you, Gilbert.
Yeah, no, last thing, Fernando, but I just want to say you brought up a good point because when you're the head coach, you need to have every single player, all 53 players, practice squad guys on your side. So you have people saying, I don't like what he's saying about this, but some people are saying, I do like it. If you're split, that could really, affect your whole locker room. So you need everybody in the same
anything.
page. And
In
anything. And if you're the leader up top, you need to have people on your side and people believe in you and people who actually like you and like what you're saying. So if you're split, man, it's not gonna be good for you.
Yeah, I mean, and like when we say anything, we mean anything. Like if the offense thinks, oh, we need to throw it, we need to throw the ball a lot more than run it, and the defense is like, wait, what the hell? Like, why? You guys are gonna keep us on the field a lot longer. Excuse me. It could split a locker room. It can get a little bit chaotic. So I'm definitely with you. The one positive thing though for the Raiders is Rich Bisaccia, the interim head coach. Man, I've heard his name always for, hey, he should be the next head coach. He should be a head coach. From what I've heard, he's a great human being. I remember when he was with the Chargers as a special teams coach. That was probably the last time the Chargers were very good on special teams. Was when Rich Bisaccia was their special teams coach.
What year was that?
Let me find that out for you,
come
my
on.
friend.
A test of your memory here. Your
Oh my God, I know, and you got me good because it's been a while. But
you didn't know automatically.
No, I wish I did. I'm man, he's been a coach 2011. I knew it. Yeah. So he was 2011. He was the assistant head coach and special teams coordinator in 2012. So in 2011, they had the best special teams in the NFL. But then he went to the Dallas Cowboys. Then he went with the Raiders. But he's always been a name that's always popped up as a potential head coach hire. And now he gets his shot as an interim. Like I said, I've heard he's a good guy, motivating. He does good things. Anytime that he gets hired, the special teams always improves. So this is going to be interesting. I thought it was going to be Gus Bradley because he has experience as a head coach.
Yeah.
But the reason why I think they went with Rich is because Rich has been with the Raiders since 2018. So he's been with them for a while. And I think he got hired with Jack Del Rio. No. When did Jack Del Rio get fired? 2007. Oh yeah, 2017. 18 Gruden came in. So he's been there with Gruden. He was there with Gruden in Tampa Bay, and then he's with Gruden again these last 4 years.
And you don't want to throw off Gus. Gus is doing a good job with the defense.
Yeah.
Want to play, and then
no, 100%. But I think they got Rich because he's been around the organization, longest tenure. Go ahead, be the man. So it's definitely it's heartbreaking what happened with Jon, but hopefully we all learn from this and more things can come out. And like you said, Gilbert, we need to find out what else is in those emails. If they got Jon Gruden, what else do they have? So that's going to be the interesting part about this whole thing. But let's jump back into some, like the New Day says, the power of positivity, Gilbert. It's time for your favorite segment, Comprar o Vender. Last week we kind of went slow with it. So Gilbert, rapid fire Comprar o Vender. Are you ready for this?
10 teams like last week, man. Give me some quick ones, man.
Bro, you have to chill out. It's you know you love this segment. By the way, Gilbert, you're actually looking kind of like a genius back in May when the schedule came out. We did a rapid fire schedule for overall schedule. You chose 11 and 6. And it's not looking too bad, my friend.
I don't know, to be honest. I feel like they might even get more than that. Am I getting too ahead of myself?
But remember how nervous you were when you were like, 11?
It was just a weird time, bro. It was a new coaching staff, new players, and I kind of came off of 2 bad years watching the Chargers, and I couldn't really believe. But I'm like, why am I giving them so many wins? And I guess it's turning out, man. So
all right.
Thank you for some credit.
Comprar o Vender, I'm only going to do teams with winning records. So just quick. Los Angeles Chargers.
Comprar o Vender. That's it. That's all we're doing. We're not.
Yeah,
okay.
We're not gonna do Rand. None of that.
All right. Well, obviously I'm buying. Yeah, they're
okay.
They're 4-1.
Baltimore Ravens.
Definitely buying. I like Lamar Jackson.
Buffalo Bills.
Definitely buying.
Tennessee Titans.
No, not buying.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Not buying.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Not buying.
Denver Broncos.
Not buying.
Cleveland Browns.
Buying.
One last one. Kansas City Chiefs.
Definitely buying because Patrick Mahomes will come back. And did you miss one? Can I get one more?
Which one?
Dallas Cowboys.
No, hold on. That's only the AFC.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm flipping.
Yeah.
We're doing a bunch. Okay.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? I'll give you one more.
AFC?
Steelers.
No, they're gone. Get out of here.
Okay.
Big man.
All right.
We're done.
Here we go. NFC. Arizona Cardinals.
Buying.
Dallas Cowboys.
Buying.
Buccaneers.
Buying.
Packers.
Buying.
Rams.
Buying.
Chicago Bears.
Not buying.
Carolina Panthers.
Not buying.
New Orleans Saints.
Not buying.
Okay, there it is. Oh, you know what? I'll give you your last one. Your Super Bowl pick, the Seattle Seahawks.
Can you change it to NFC pick, okay?
No, that's what I meant. NFC
Super Bowl pick is the Bills.
My bad. Yeah. Your Bills. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you did there. You kind of gave me a soft credit with the Chargers record, but then you went for the boom. You were wrong with the Seahawks, and let's see what Geno Smith does. But I'm not buying.
Okay, let's see. I'll go quickly. I'll buy the Chargers. I'll buy the Ravens. I'll buy Buffalo. I'm not buying Tennessee. I'm not buying the Bengals. I'm not buying the Raiders. I'm not buying the Broncos. The Browns. I'm not buying the Browns. I'm not buying the Chiefs, and I'm not buying the Steelers.
Wow.
I think Kansas City. When it happens to you 3 times, the same exact thing, it's now a formality more than it is a what's that thing called, a thing that only happens here, like Haley's, like, I don't know, like it's not a
Haley's Comet.
No, it's not a, oh my god, I know the word and I have it, but it's not
you tried, Fernando. You just give it up.
Aberration. It's not an aberration. So it's starting to happen to Kansas City.
Lent, bro. It's Lent. It's all over again.
I know, Lent. My mother killed me that time. Okay. Arizona, I'm buying. Dallas, I'm buying. Tampa, I'm buying. Green Bay, I guess because they'll be there for the playoffs. I'll buy the Rams, not buying the Bears, not buying the Panthers, not buying the Saints. Yeah, that's it. So there you go. We're pretty much similar. The only thing is I'm not buying Kansas City, and you are. So I think there's too many holes.
I think the Browns will be back.
What? Oh, and the Browns. You're buying the Browns. I'm not. The only reason why I'm not buying the Browns is it has nothing to do with what happened on Sunday. I think that it was weird that at the end of the game they put the ball. They tried like in that final drive where Kareem Hunt scores that touchdown. They decided to run the football, and I know they were having great success running the football. But usually in those situations, don't you want your quarterback with the football in his hand?
Yeah.
So that was a little strange to me. And I mean, the Njoku one was only supposed to be a 15-yard catch, and it turned into a 70-yarder. So I mean, I don't know. There's Kevin Stefanski. I'm still questioning a lot of things with him. But let's jump over to Gilbert's wheelhouse. Gilbert, I want my praise before we start because I picked Fury to win. I picked the Gypsy King to win. You went the other route. With all my knowledge of boxing, I can't believe I outboxed you in this prediction. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just love Tyson Fury, so obviously I was going to go with him. But your pick wasn't wrong. I mean, obviously it was wrong.
I was going to say,
he had some good moments, and
man,
he looked like that drunk uncle that just keeps on. He won't go down after as many beers as he had. He is not going down.
No, and that's why I picked Wilder. Like, okay, I was wrong, but I'll take half a win because the only reason I know who Wilder is, he doesn't have any boxing skill. He has bad cardio, but I know he has dynamite in that right hand. He could change any fight at any point if he lands the right hand. And you saw on Saturday, Fernando, that he got dropped by Fury in round 3, but then in round 4, he comes back and he knocks down Tyson Fury. I think maybe twice in that round. Twice in that round. And I saw a rare 10-7 round for Wilder, and that's why I chose Wilder, because it could have been one of those days where he landed something crazy and he wins the fight. But yeah, and I didn't feel good about it because the reasons why you chose Fury were the things I like about him too. Like, he is a crafty, skilled fighter. He's awkward. He's 6'8". And one thing he impressed me, Fury did on Saturday, he has power too. Like, maybe it's not Wilder power, but he has some nice combinations. He was messing up Wilder. He dropped.
I'm getting so pissed.
And then, well, I'll let you go right now, but I'm trying to lose track. I lost track of how many times he dropped Wilder. I get that Wilder deserves respect for standing up every single time and live and do this, but after a while, I was like, Wilder, try something new. You can't just throw haymakers and leave yourself open and like throw a body shot, throw a counter, throw an uppercut. It was just wide haymakers, and you're gonna get caught every single time. But to Fury's credit, he took advantage of all the openings. He gained some weight, but he was still in better shape than Wilder. Like, Wilder never has cardio, and I feel bad for Wilder's trainer because Malik Scott kept saying, "Do this, do that, do this," and he never did anything. He just went back to his haymakers, no adjustments. But Wilder makes it interesting because he's gonna slug it out and throw punches, but you get frustrated with Wilder because there's so much potential there with that right arm, right hand, and he doesn't become a complete fighter. So he's not going to change. I don't expect him to do it. But overall, it's time to give Fury credit. Fury should be considered maybe a top 3 pound-for-pound fighter. People kind of like disregard him because he's kind of awkward, quirky kind of style. But it's like Canelo, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, and Tyson Fury for me right now.
I was getting so mad at him because, well, not even really at him, but every time, like, I was like, dude, drop him, and he kept on like taking wild swings and doing all kinds of wild stuff, and I'm like, dude, come on, like, this dude is wobbling, drop him. And like, finally he ends up dropping him at the end of the fight. But man, there was times where Wilder was taking hits. He would hit himself against the ropes and come back in and just wrap himself around Fury. So it was wild. It had that big field fight to it. It was exciting. It was everything that you wanted. You didn't know what was going to happen. I really think that, and like I said, I'm not an expert like you are, but my feeling was that Wilder went in there thinking, I have to knock him out in 4 rounds or less. If not, I'm cooked. And he really was. Like, he tried. You saw him. He was hitting Tyson with all he could. And Tyson he went down twice. The second time, I really got nervous that the ref was going to stop because it was in 1 round, and he was kind of laid out. Like he was at the beach, and I'm like, crap. And then he ends up getting up and he beats the he beats the count and everything. I'm like, all right, here we go. And he ends up knocking him out, and you're just like, oh my God. But now the real question, Gilbert, is what's next for Tyson Fury?
You would think he goes fight. He goes over and fight Alexander Usyk, the 3-belt champion from Ukraine.
But I think my bad. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think they just Anthony Joshua just exercised his rematch.
That's gonna be in the way, and I didn't want to see that rematch. To be honest, I think Usyk kind of picked them apart, and it would have been because you. Give me 1 second, Fernando.
Okay,
I just think Usyk and Fury have they're 1 notch above Joshua and Wilder because their skill level is better than those 2 fighters, and that's why I want to see it.
I get excited. My bad. So okay. Say that Joshua beats him.
Yeah.
So does that mean that he would have another rematch for?
Yeah, you would probably have a trilogy. Yeah, that's the thing. It kind of drags it on. That's why we were supposed to see. We forget we were supposed to see Fury and Joshua go at it, but then Wilder did what he did and wanted his rematch clause. So that's why he kind of drag it on. And it's exciting. You maybe when you shake it up, but you kind of miss these big fights because at one point we wanted to see Wilder Joshua. Probably not going to happen anytime soon. You wanted to see Fury Joshua. Probably not going to happen anytime soon because of Usyk.
We were in the car on Sunday going to the stadium, and you said something interesting. You're like, I think now it might be Andy Ruiz against Wilder to see who fights Tyson Fury after Usage and Anthony Joshua settle the thing, and if Tyson Fury fights Anthony Joshua or Fury fights Usage. That'd be an interesting fight, Wilder and Andy Ruiz. And I covered Andy Ruiz a couple of times after he won his championships because he's from down here. Well, he's out in the hotness of hell out there in like the near Brawley and everything. It's hot out there. But he's been training down here in La Jolla with Canelo and everything. So I think that'd be an interesting fight. I remember Andy would tell us that him and Fury were him and Wilder were really good friends, and that it'd be a really good fight. Man, I'd be interested because Andy Ruiz is a guy that's changed his game up. He's done a lot of different things. He's lost weight. He does different things now than he used to. So I think that'd be a really interesting fight between him and Wilder, and see kind of who wins that fight. But I think that nobody right now is on Tyson Fury's level, to be honest.
No, he's above it right now, number 1, and then Alexander Usyk not too far, number 2. But I sign me up for Wilder Ruiz. That's kind of the good thing about heavyweights. Like, it doesn't matter if you lose. Like, people want to watch you fight. So it's not like with the Mayweather days. Like, if you lose one fight, oh, you're done for. So
yeah,
let these guys kind of go at it. There's 5 names there that I'm excited for. So you give me Wilder Ruiz, and the winner gets a championship title. I'm all for it, man.
Man, Tyson or Andy Ruiz and I mean, we're Latino, so obviously our height is measured. But man, I'm thinking about the poster right now. Andy Ruiz would have to be like that to he'd be like Dios, looking up at God when he goes up against the Gypsy King, just because he's so much taller than Andy Ruiz. So that'd be an interesting fight. But Gilbert, we've literally covered it all. I got a little surprise for you after we talked to Dan and Dago, or after Dan and Dago comes out. But you want to go to him now?
Yeah, Dan, come back. Give me a quick break.
Guess who's back? Back again. It's your boy, Dan and Dago, checking in here for Una Más. It's another fun segment and surprise for Gilberto. I think his opinion gets worse and worse when he doesn't know about the topic. It's always hot garbage. Let's see what madness he comes up with this week. I'm sure it's going to fire me up because everything he says fires me up. Worried about deadlines while my team's trying to over here make a comeback of the year and possibly go to a playoff spot and ruin his little vacation time. Now let's get to Gilberto and Fernando for Una Más.
Gilbert, he's on one. He's on cloud 9 right now. I think Dan and Dago is. He's very excited. I still love the way everybody loves it too. The way he says your name is just hilarious. And Karen, great friend of the show, she always mentioned that. She's like, I love the way he says your name.
Gilberto.
And he drags it out. So that's awesome.
Since we kind of brought it up, Fernando, maybe I come off a little picky, but I kind of missed that Staley went with Gilbert yesterday, and I had to tell Brandon Staley, you know what, go with Gilberto. I like that better.
There you go. It was actually funny. He's like, I think I might be mispronouncing it. No, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Like, go ahead. I have my.
It came off weird when he said Gilbert. I'm like, wait,
I
you don't
know.
call me
Yeah,
that.
dude, I thought it was weird. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, what are you calling him? All right, Gilbert, it's time for una más. So there's 3 doors, 3 magical doors. Do you want superhero? Do you want action star? Or do you want news?
News, you said?
Yes, sir.
So are we going through every door regardless?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so which one I want first?
Yeah.
Just give me. I like action movies, so give me the action star.
All right. So this weekend was the last time that Daniel Craig will be James Bond.
I haven't seen it.
So I want to know, what are the odds of the next actor? Here they are, my friend.
I probably won't even know half of the people on this list.
Okay, so let me zoom in on this a little bit.
That Chris, I think I saw Christian Bale there.
So it's Tom Hardy has the best odds.
Really?
Tom Hardy would be a good one.
Huh.
I think Tom Hardy would be a good one. I think he has the skills. James Norton, whatever. Okay, that's cool.
Who's James Norton?
He's I saw him and he's had some movies. I don't really think he was like on Pretty Little Lies. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, I've been liking, ever since the rumors came out, I've been liking Idris Elba as a role.
I've been liking that too, but he just came out today, or he came out a couple of days ago and said he is definitely not the next James Bond.
Okay, then that's not my pick then.
So Henry Cavill's an interesting one. He's Superman. Could he be? I think he was in Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise in one of the last ones, and he was kind of a spy in that one. I didn't think that was a bad one.
Dude, I don't know most of the people on this list.
Tom Hiddleston. That's Loki.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah. I don't think he fits the James Bond because he's a little bit more mischievous.
Yeah, he's not cool enough.
You know who I was looking at? Richard Madden. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
What is this? Yes, I did.
He was Robb Stark.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
I just saw that guy in a commercial the other day. I was like, oh, that's Robb
He's
Stark.
in the Eternals. He's gonna be in the Eternals, the new superhero movie.
He's
he's one that I'm looking at. I'm like, ooh, he'd be a good one. Christian Bale's at 100 to 1 odds. Harry Styles, oh god, 150. Jude Law, 66 to 1. Man, give me Tom Hardy. The thing is, Tom Hardy looks a little bit rugged. Like, he doesn't look like your typical
smooth
James Bond clean cut. Idris Elba looks like your typical clean cut. Henry Cavill does, and so does Richard Madden. I'm good with, you know what, Richard Madden, to me, I think he's an up and rising star, and I think this would be a good deal for him. On Game of Thrones, he gets killed after the damn after the Red Wedding, and you're like, well, what the hell? Like, he was a good character. So, by the way, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones and I just gave it up to you, that's your fault that you haven't watched it. It's been out forever. I actually, it's funny. A good friend of the show, MJ Acosta, she got me into Game of Thrones. She's like, dude, you need to watch this. And I'm like, really? And I tried to watch the first season. I thought it was really boring. And then, like, as soon as the Red Wedding happened, I was in it. I was hooked. I kept on watching it. I was doing all I could to watch it.
I watched it twice.
Oh, you've watched it twice?
The series, yeah.
Because there's like that last season was like a kick in the no square 3 times over. I couldn't. That last season was terrible.
Yeah, but anyways, friend, I'll go with the Robb Stark guy. But I don't know his real name, so I agree with you.
Richard Madden, bro. I just told you 3 times.
Let's go with that guy.
You don't sound too electric. And these are obviously odds from Bet Online. So these are interesting. Like I told you, Tom Hardy would be interesting just because he's so rugged and different. But I'm with you. Robb Stark would be a good one. So all right, Gilbert. Next door, which one? Comic books or news?
Give me the news. You're actually getting good at these Uno Mas, and you don't even let me pick for you anymore.
How do you like them apples, Gilbert?
What? Missing drunk man spent hours helping a search party look for himself. What?
So let me give you this. Let me give you the story. So obviously, let me Let me get over here. So this missing man in Turkey, he had gone out with his buddies. He had gotten drunk, and he fell asleep in the woods. And he wakes up, I think a day later or something, and he's like his buddies had already gone to the cops, and they're like, "Hey, we can't find him. Can you please help us?" So they do a whole search party, and he's searching around with them. And he's like, "What are we doing? Who are we searching for?" And he's like searching a couple of like hours after he was helping search. They find out that he sees the description. He's like, "That's me." And so they ended up calling it off. But can you like this is hilarious.
Where was this again?
Turkey.
Wow.
My
That's
God.
crazy. Like, hey, that's me.
I read this and I started dying. I was like, I have to get it on here. Like, so the guy goes and he's like, "Oh yeah," he didn't even know who the hell they were searching
You
for.
just wanted to help.
He just wanted to be a good Samaritan. Ends up helping, and you're like, "Oh hey, that's me." So he cracked the case.
Yeah,
Or he
solved his
solved
own
the
case.
Look at that. What a good Samaritan. He's out there, doesn't even know who he's helping, but he did it anyway. Gilbert, what are your thoughts?
No, this guy's a team player.
Is he a hero? Would you consider him a hero?
He is a hero. He's not selfish, but he selfishly looked for himself in a weird way. But you know, he woke up and who does that? Who just wakes up from being hungover and say, "Hey, what are we doing here to help out?" And he chose, you know, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna be a good person today, so I like it."
Missing drunk man spent hours helping a search party look for himself. Oh, this is amazing. I'm all for this stuff.
I like this
love
door,
this.
by the way. That was probably that's one of my favorite doors right now.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. All right, Gilbert, final door. You're gonna. I wonder. You interest me for this last one.
Yeah,
I really want to see.
That's Marvel.
All right, Gilbert, who you got?
What is it? What am I looking at? Oh, wait, who's better?
No. Who? If you had to choose
easy,
huh?
Easy. So you're making me decide between the Avengers and the X-Men?
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is easy. The X-Men will wipe out the Avengers all day, any day. You got Wolverine. You got Storm controlling the weather, so you got home field advantage. You got Cyclops with the crazy eyes. You get the guy in the wheelchair who does everything with his mind. And you have Magneto controlling the metal. Man, you have it all. You have that one girl who's a chameleon who changes into people who's blue. Yeah, Beast who's also blue. So they have a lot of blue. Definitely X-Men over these wimpy guys at Marvel. Why are you laughing?
The guy in the
wheelchair. Professor X. There you go.
There you go. Oh my God.
You know I'm not good with names, okay?
Oh my God, dude, you're hilarious. I'm honestly like, I can't go anywhere else but the Avengers. Are you kidding? The Hulk against
Beast will knock him out.
Would be incredible. By the way,
Wolverine will go after the pretty boy Iron Man.
Scarlet Witch would destroy everybody.
Who?
Scarlet Witch is a killer, huh?
I don't even know who that is.
Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh, the Olsen twin. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, she's not an Olsen twin.
Oh, whatever.
Honestly,
it's got 12,000 retweets. People really care about this,
huh?
It's got 12,000 retweets. People really care about this.
Yes, dude. Have you ever seen The Internship?
With Robert De Niro?
No. That's The Intern. The Internship with God, what's her names? I can't think. Vince Vaughn and
Wilson? Okay.
Have you seen the Professor X scene or no?
No, I don't remember.
I wonder if we get flagged if I showed the video.
No. You're taking too long.
Okay, fine. No, dude, are you kidding? The Avengers would destroy these guys. You have Thor. Who's gonna compete against Thor? Who's gonna compete? He's
Cyclops on him. Cyclops would just like
he's a god.
Beam through that hammer he has there.
Are you kidding? And then Scarlet Witch, the Olsen, whatever you want, the Olsen sister, whatever you want to call her, she would destroy half of them by herself.
Talking about Mary Jane, who has the biggest power, she could turn into a phoenix and destroy all of them by herself.
Mary Jane, that's from Spider-Man.
What's her name? The one that Cyclops and Wolverine like.
That's why I love doing these with you.
What's her name?
I get
It's
I
Jane,
can't-
right?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Something marijuana.
Oh my god, this is amazing. No, but I have the Avengers all the way. I think the X-Men are awesome, but no, the Avengers you have Captain America. Nothing can beat
Yeah.
Captain America. So well, apparently the only thing that can beat Captain America is love and old age. That was
There you
the
go.
dumbest thing. The dumbest thing I've ever seen. The ending of Endgame for him to end up going with his one true no. Get out of here with that crap. But I think this would be an awesome fight. If they did a movie like this, Gilbert, I'm all for it.
I'll watch it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Take my money.
Yeah,
Take my money.
Wolverine.
But I think I've taken enough of your time, Gilbert, with
Yeah.
all this. When I'm finding good stuff though, huh? You have fun with it.
Yeah, I do.
There you go.
Now you're throwing in 3 Uno Mas, and I said, Fernando, be random, have fun with it. You kind of were lagging at it first, and now you're really stepping your game up, man. I
Oh
like
yeah,
it.
I feel like I'm in my zone.
I still
But,
like the door number 2 with the news with the guy, the drunk guy. That was my best one. That was the best one.
All right. Well, yeah, that one, that one was hilarious. All right, Gilbert. Well, we've had a great show. Guys, do not forget this week we have a very special guest for our Baltimore Ravens versus LA Chargers show. We're going to have some good stuff. We have some good stuff cooking. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Another great week. Don't forget to check out our stuff, Sports Illustrated, OC Register. We'll have some great stuff this weekend as well. But for the time being, Gilbert, you know what? I think it's time. Vámonos.
We're at week 6, guys. Ya nos vamos, pues, vámonos.